Mind your step now, dear. I'll do my best.
Live service games are on the decline, struggling to find an audience with their nondescript settings and environments in this fiercely competitive space. Establishing a presence beside juggernauts like Fortnite, Warframe and company appears to be getting harder and harder. Despite this, there is one powerhouse studio that always commands attention with its impactful releases. With a string of successful titles under their belt, Genshin Impact developer miHoYo has seemingly cracked the code, attracting tens of millions of players with their colorful worlds and enticing casts. Promising to surpass their previous efforts and deliver a vividly animated and action-filled package, I downloaded their newest heavy hitter, Zenless Zone Zero, on my PS5 and gave it a go. Little did I know that, after over 70 hours and counting, I would be sitting here eager to share my experiences in New Eridu. What first caught my eye was the impressive graphical presentation. Zenless Zone Zero represents a significant improvement with its utterly stylish UI and an increase in technological prowess. In particular, the animators and special effects artists were able to benefit from this leap and push the envelope. Utilizing the resulting dynamic cutscenes and vibrant attack animations to sell its biggest feature, the strikingly designed agents, paid off, even enthralling me, a miHoYo skeptic, by reminding me of CyberConnect 2's Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series. All of this is achieved by adopting a mission-based structure instead of a giant open world, a choice that brings its own advantages and drawbacks, such as the relatively monotonous level design. This piecemeal approach has little to offer in terms of exploration. While it's hard to deny that the hub towns have a distinctive feel to them, they are extremely static. A few quirky NPCs, shopkeepers, and some Persona-esque trust events with their admittedly charming companions exist to breathe some life into these sceneries, and questing can yield valuable materials required for the gacha pulls and character progression. Ultimately, all those measures can only do so much to immerse you in a story that is devoid of any meaningful plot progression and stakes. Amplifying this issue tenfold is the fact that it never lets your hand go. This is particularly evident in the puzzle sections, where you maneuver your character through tiles styled after CRT TVs. Although initially fun, they quickly grow tiresome due to their frequent appearance and choppy pacing. Constantly being interrupted by your allies, including an especially bothersome AI familiar, certainly doesn't help. Zenless Zone Zero is at its most enjoyable when it straight up funnels you from cutscenes into battle scenarios and vice versa. This is where the aforementioned structure shines and shows why it works well in the long run. Logging in to do your dailies and weeklies never feels like a chore, as they are exceptionally fast to complete, and there is no need to traverse massive stretches of land just to get to the meat and potatoes of the game, the combat. Attacking, dashing and switching out team members feels fluid and snappy, which comes as a surprise because the controls also had to be adjusted to allow touchscreen inputs. Except for the auto-targeting, which occasionally works against the player's best interest, everything feels responsive. The moment-to-moment action is not as meticulous as other proper console offerings, but it is cleverly designed around it. Precision is not necessary to have exciting encounters. Staggering the enemy, buffing your squad, and then using your favorite party member to erase the opponent in a blitz of spectacularly flashy ultimate attacks is an exhilarating experience in and of itself. The dodge, parry, and quick assist windows are all generous enough to never become a hindrance to skillful play, and the lack of depth in the immediate gameplay is compensated with an extensive progression and gearing system that pave the way for engaging team compositions. Each playable character has a designated role, element, and faction. Fighters of the same faction or element synergize with each other. Synergy, which acts as a stat boost, can be achieved by fielding agents who share either the same element, regardless of faction, or the same faction, even if the elements differ. Allowing for this level of flexibility is key in a gacha game. After all, the player should never be disincentivized to spend their hard-earned or monetarily acquired currency on the shiny new character banner. It goes without saying that this type of monetization model is inherently predatory. However, there's a range in how aggressively publishers and developers exploit it. To its credit, Zenless Zone Zero avoids hard progression blockers or other tactics designed to pressure players into pulling out their wallets. With careful saving and smart spending, players stand a decent chance of acquiring a fair number of the limited characters they desire. Zenless Zone Zero initially hooked me with its stunning visuals and engaging combat system, but I stayed for the absurdly cool characters and their factions, as well as the versatile team building features. A myriad of tiny details like the bold "Wipeout" text appearing at the end of battles and superb character animations in the agents menu infuse an undeniable magic that never fails to evoke joy. While it's easy to point out the game's shortcomings, like the dull environments, the annoying TV sections, and a gameplay loop that can feel uneventful, these flaws are offset by its design as an experience meant for short bursts of play. The steady sense of progression keeps you coming back, and even the often frustrating gacha mechanics are well balanced here. While it may not break new ground or offer anything overly complex, Zenless Zone Zero is a satisfying title to unwind with, grind through, and get deeply invested in.
Over there! Go! Go! Get down!
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on gaming reviews from Moonflow, don't forget to subscribe and like.